Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kyle, coming back to you from a little bit of a hiatus there. I've been on course recently, and school's very, very busy for me, so I apologize for doing a lack of videos. But this one was requested by Nikki. She asked for a few more of these dash cam videos, so here it is. Obviously, this isn't right now because it's Canada. It's winter time now, so this is all white and not green. Just an example of I don't know what the hell goes on here in Halifax, but we decided to just slow down out of nowhere for no reason. Uh, Going from perfect flow of traffic to basically a standstill, slows right down to like 50 or 60 from 100. And a little bit of a time warp just to show you that there was absolutely nothing going on. No bodies, no body parts, nothing. So this here is another, I'd say an infamous spot for trouble here in Halifax. This is the Windsor Street Exchange. Pay attention to this white SUV in front of me. This is one of the main reasons why you definitely want to check your blind spot. Like, always do that shoulder check. It's a matter of safety. Like, you're going to save yourself a lot of grief by doing the shoulder check. Right about now, she should have done it, but she didn't, and she's like, hey, I'm just going to occupy this. Oh, snap, there's somebody there. So always check your blind spot, guys. It's best rule of thumb ever. This here is a typical Sackville driver. This is a Honda Civic Special, and he just didn't want to let Buddy leave the intersection before he goes, like an asshole. This here's a typical morning commute for me, coming down the highway. Trucker here, he's like, oh, I could fit there. Wait, no, I could definitely make it farther and get ahead of this one last truck before I actually signal. So he sits there and takes his sweet time, lets a little bit of space, and then guns it, and then forces his way in between these two trucks here. This here's a real dumb maneuver. Like, there was lots of space between me and the truck in front of me. He could have easily gone in there, but instead he decided to do this real dumb maneuver, forcing this little Ranger here to actually panic a little bit, not realizing what he was doing, because he not only just cuts in, but he double lane changes like a complete tool. So don't do that, guys. Don't be that guy. That guy's a dick. This next video is another example of why you should do a shoulder check. Just coming onto the highway, merging on, and obviously not a very confident driver. Doesn't even come into the lane properly. I also gave him a little bit of a honk there, so that's why he kind of hesitated a little bit, but pay attention, guys. Do your lane checks. This one is a good example of people not oh sorry, this isn't running red lights. On the far left is a bus lane. That red diamond marks that, and you're not supposed to go through lights on that. It's just a big thing that people do here in Nova Scotia for some reason. This one here is another example of not checking your shoulder. I let this guy here in, he gave me a little wave, and I went to merge with traffic and get going. So I went going, and Buddy doesn't, he signals once. His blinker comes on one single time, and then he's in your lane. So just a typical thing here in Halifax. This is literally just down the road, like 5 seconds later, and these guys are coming into your own lane. Like, what the hell? Like, opposite sides of the roads. This is a good way to get killed right there. Like, that was only a few feet, and in the video, I don't know if you can hear, but that truck had its Jake brake on. Like, he was trying to stop big time. Another way of not to turn left on green, like cutting off the guy that's got the right of way. He was going real slow, thankfully, but if Buddy was on the ball and he went on green, they probably would have hit him. This is a very typical and very, I hate it when Metro Transit does this. They're always done this. This actually just happened to me recently, but we had a big snowfall, and I slid past the bus, like past that intersection, and I was way back there before the screen even starts. And oh man, they always do this at this intersection. Drives me wild. This, I'm not really sure what she was thinking here, because there was all kinds of room, and she did not need to slam on her brakes or anything. And normally, like, I would be like, okay, maybe I pissed her off somewhere down the road, but I don't remember pissing anyone off at that time. This is just an example of how entitled pedestrians are in this province. Hey, what's up, dickhead? Oh, look at me. Move along. This video would be, next few videos are actually going to be people running red lights. This is the main reason why people get in accidents here in Halifax, is because they run yellows and they turn red. If you're not out of the intersection by the time it turns red, you've run a red light. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, if you're in the intersection and it turns red, that's a different thing, and you're like trying to turn, like you'll see later on in the video. But if you're driving up to it and it's yellow and you can stop, you stop. Because if you don't, like this guy for sure, he wasn't even in the intersection when it turned red, and he still went through. Very bad. Oh, this is a Sackville gem here. You see this a lot. Sackville is kind of like the armpit of Nova Scotia. It's where dignity goes to die. I don't know what the heck this guy was doing, but yeah, This is special. I just don't even have a word or explanation for this, but yikes. It's really hard to narrate something like this. It's like, yeah, I know what's going on here, but this guy is just, why would you do that? I just don't even know, guys. Let's occupy 2 lanes. He's eventually going to go through and cut across the lane where those cars are coming from the left, but he can't quite seem to sort it out. This bus driver's like, I'm out, peace. Like, I got a schedule to keep, my friend. Like, there's no reason why he's not going. He just stays. I just don't get it, you guys. I don't know. Why did I live here? Alright. This next video, I gave this guy a little boop because that pedestrian was walking and he didn't see him. At least I don't think he did, because he probably would have kept going if I didn't honk. But he had a little bit of a panic and he went over and parked there. And that was pretty much the end of it. Drove by. Yeah, keep an eye out. That blind spot right where your A-pillar is, it's a big spot, so watch out for pedestrians there. I've done it before, where I've come close to almost hitting somebody because I couldn't see him. That would have been an interesting story to tell the boss. Like, I can only imagine the safety brief after that one. Truck tipped over. It's like a little bit of a hill, and he probably just sunk into some dirt that wasn't packed down properly, and he flipped over. Just thought it was funny. You don't see that every day. Another typical thing here in Halifax is yield. People do not know how to yield. They see red and white, they're like, oh, that's the same color as the stop sign. Let's just do that and stop, even though I have this entire lane to myself, which I can proceed through. And then he doesn't even use said lane, and he just goes and then doesn't signal, which he promptly signaled to turn into the lane that he didn't even go into. This guy, for a professional driver, that's a big dick move. Like, you know you got a 53-foot trailer, and you know you're not going to make it. You're driving a semi. Don't pull out. Like, I know it's stressful sitting there all day, but come on, get over it. This guy here, this is an easy mistake to make. I've probably done it many times in my driving career. It's easy to point out. Obviously was not in the turning lane. It's one thing to be like downtown, very limited maneuverability, but he could have changed lanes there prior to that. And to end it all off, this is just a company truck being a complete dick. So if you know this company, just tell him he's an idiot. It looks like Nova Scotia Power. Typical. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Hope you liked it. Thank you, Nikki, for requesting the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll post the link for you so you can find it easy. And stay safe, guys, and I'll see you guys later on. Wish me luck on my course. Cheers.